relax. Nice and comfortable on the floor. So how in that position, you can really expand through the lungs. Deep inhales. Nice long exhales. Maybe the next breath can be a little longer. Keeping this flow of long, deep breaths as I take a moment to connect us to our intention for today. The thought that I was playing with for today's class is regarding boundaries. There's some scientific studies that have happened where they've learned that people that have the strongest boundaries also tend to have the deepest connections with the people around them. And as I started to think about it, it made sense to me because think of work and home boundary. If you're constantly spilling work over into home and then home over into work, or, both either direction, really, I could see how it's hard to connect with your coworkers or hard to connect with your family when you're not actually present with what is at that moment. So there's different things that I wanted to play with this idea of boundaries. So playing with our physical body, exploring our boundaries. What is the range of motion we have at this moment? But also other ways too, areas like time, playing with how we can continue to be more present rather than living in the future or living in the past, being more in this moment. So we've got some different ideas that we'll play with regarding the boundaries as we head into class today. And that will be our overall theme that we'll get to explore today. So with this idea, let's start to take our knees into the chest. Place a hand on each knee and just take some gentle rocking as we're beginning to connect with our hips. Our low back. Allowing the right leg to cross slightly over the left at the knees. You'll notice how each foot flings off to a side. So grab on with your hands, the foot that's closest to your hand. Figure 4 is just as helpful for the hips if the knee stack is a little too tight. Just let the breath flow here as we're allowing some deep stuff to begin to open through the hip area. One more deep breath flows in and out. The arms spread open, the legs stay crossed and they fall to the left. Soften into the muscles of the back. At first, it might be nice to let the knees be at a higher angle compared to the ground. But if the muscles of the back start to relax into this shape, feel free to let gravity take over, tilting the knees as far as they're comfortable with. Gently unwind, the low back returns to the earth, uncross the legs, and just place a hand on each knee again, gentle rocking to reset. Left knee over right, and grab onto the ankles to this direction. When stretches get into the deep tissue, sometimes that throws us into various emotions that might arise or various memories of the past. So a little tool that I've learned recently If you notice that your mind is going back to stories or replaying conversations over and over again, a little tool that you can play with is, in your mind's eye, trace this infinity symbol. And that infinity symbol can help us to return to this moment, this breath. Good. The arms begin to stretch open. The legs stay crossed as they fall to the right. Again, no need to force anything. We're just softening to whatever depth. Still feels good, but it allows for a nice stretch. One more good inhale. Relaxed exhale. And uncross and return. Shifting to a happy baby, slide the hands to the feet. This can be in stillness if you wish just to pull. You could have motion if that feels nice at this moment, especially recovering after a deep hip opener. The motion can be rocking or straightening one leg up and the other. Release the left foot. The foot can either stay planted close or extend long, which is a bit deeper version. The right leg starts to straighten up to sky. So grab on where you can reach around calf or foot. And start to play with the boundaries of this leg, this ability to stretch at this moment. It's nice to compare how the body loosens up through the time that we're together. So this is kind of our first moment getting into hamstrings. Just notice the knee needs to stay a little bit bent. Notice how high up the heel can extend. This is our boundary at the moment. And that can shift over time. That's the thing about boundaries. They're not like a fence that's stuck in space, but rather they shift as we learn and explore more about ourselves. Playing with our boundary to the right, grip the right hand up on the foot and then allow the leg to open out wide. Just make sure the hip doesn't lift off the ground. And as the leg rises back up, we'll play with the boundary to the left. So left hand takes over. I like to place the hand on the outer shin area. And then maybe drop the leg to about 45-degree angle. Explore with how that feels in the IT bend. Beautiful. As this leg rises, we'll begin to switch. So this foot drops down and left works its way upward. Again, grab on where you can reach and play with this side. Maybe the boundary of left is very different than right. Maybe the boundary is already shifting. The leg may be able to extend just a little higher. And grabbing onto the leg can open out wide to left for a moment. Just make sure hip doesn't rise. And leg rises, right hand takes over the outer leg, weighing it down as you start to tilt leg to the right. With these initial movements with our large muscle groups, sometimes we begin to learn some boundaries for our practice. We begin to learn, okay, I'm going to take it a little easy today. Or, you learn different things about your body and how you can listen to it more effectively to have it be a tool rather than a hindrance, or rather than the body being the ultimate goal. Beautiful. So leg rises. Let's soften both knees back in, a hand on each knee like how we began. Gentle rocking. Feel how things have shifted already. From here, let's work our way up to a comfortable seated place. Let the left leg just rest in front. We'll take the baby cradle for right. So you can use hands, elbows, whatever works. The spine tries to lengthen. Let's cross, rock it out. Allow this to explore deep into the hip. As we begin to release this leg, it's got 3 options. Easiest is cross leg, shin stack is next. Third option would be knee stack. So your option, whatever feels best at the moment, whatever allows both sitting bones to stay down. And from there, begin to just release forward, walking the hands forward on the earth. Especially when you really feel deep tissue opening. That's an opportunity to send breath. Rising up. Allow the right leg to release. Left, you take the baby cradle. Lengthen the spine up and rock it out. And take the same variation as the other side, as long as it still feels good on the knees. Begin to release forward. One more breath, flows deep into belly. Gentle rise. Slip down legs into easy cross-leg position. Inhale, circle the arms up to sky. Exhale, plant the right hand and lean to the right. Rise. Exhale, left. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Rising up. Now play with the boundaries forward and backward. Inhale. Exhale, twist over your right shoulder. And inhale. Twist over left. Inhale. Exhale, drop the arms to each side. Close the eyes. We'll take box breathing, trying to breathe. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. 2 more rounds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. A little slower, last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. The eyes closed, open, extend the legs forward. Inhale, circle up to sky. Exhale, lean forward. Once again, it's just the softening as the boundary naturally shifts. If you feel like the boundary is maybe shifted a little and you'd like to play with the depth of this pose, perhaps re-straighten at the low back. Tilt forward from that straighter spine and then release forward one more time. Gentle rise, the spine back up. Swing the legs behind. We'll come to a kneeling position. Cat cow, but also with any additional movements that feel good. If you want to sway to the side a couple of times, great. You just want to go up and down, follow the breath, inhales and exhales. One more breath. Back to neutral spine. Shift your weight over the right knee so your left knee can lift. And we're going to try to explore the boundaries we can. The biggest circle possible with left knee, 3 circles each direction. 1, 2, 3, and reverse. 1, 2, 3. Straighten the leg back, moving into calf stretch. So as you press back, you can get into calf if you need even more. Maybe the other knee has to lift. Just keep pressing to the point that you need for calf to be stretching with your butt. And if the knee lowered, right knee's back down. The toes swivel further to the right. Just play with the boundary. How far can the leg cross, staying straight? Then from there, push the hip to the left. Gaze over your right shoulder at the toes. Beautiful. Now the straight leg does a semicircle. It goes all the way, plants to the side. From there, we can lower down to elbows. The stretch wants to go even deeper. The elbows can walk a bit closer to the straight leg. Coming up to neutral hands. Then rise up. Taking a half camel pose, the right fingers slide to that back heel. Once you have that grip, the hips push forward. And this left arm circles up to reach back, exploring the boundary as the heart opens. Gentle, gentle rise up. The weight of the arm tilts forward and then we lift. Left arm on left leg, slide down. Right arm up and over. Rise. The foot circles its way up to the top of the mat. Just take an easy half lift. So feel nice decompressing the spine after the half camel. You got it. Take your time. If the hands want to continue to lower all the way to flat, that might be an option to go deeper. Even bending elbows as heart gets closer and closer over time to the thigh. Beautiful. Take this leg such that the knee is underneath you. Walk the hands forward to a kneeling plank. Keep the elbows squeezing in as you lower the heart to earth. Back bend of your choice, so either just a baby cobra or a full cobra. And child pose. You're rising back up, neutral kneeling. Weight shifts to the left, so the left kneeling knee has it. Right knee, we explore the boundaries. So 3 times as big of a circle as that knee can make. 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. The toes slide to the back of the mat. Tuck the toes. Tuck back into half stretch, however deep you need to go. The knee lifted lower. Cross the foot to the left as far as it can go. Push the hips to the right. Gaze over your shoulder at the toes. Beautiful. Unwind. The leg slides its way directly to the right. Lower down to elbows. Option at any point to inch elbows a little closer to the straight leg if you need more. Okay, plant the hands, start to rise all the way up high kneeling. We're working the left toes back for that heel. Pushing the hips forward just a little bit, the right arm rises. Play with your boundaries. How far does it feel comfortable to arch the heart up and back? The weight of the arm rises first, and then we softly lift. Right hand side's on right leg, left arm up and over in the sky. Rising up. Circle the leg all the way to be in front of you. And release down into the half split. This knee comes underneath us. Either shift to kneeling plank, or if you'd like to take a full plank, that's fine. Squeeze the elbows in as you lower heart down to the ground. And this time, slide the arms to a figure T off to each side. With an inhale, lift the chest and the legs. Exhale, lower. Twice more, just like that. Good. We'll do 3 more. You can either stay at this angle with the arms, or any amount that you bring the arms further forward would make it harder. So you choose your difficulty for these next 3. So inhale, lift again. 2 more. Beautiful. Now slide tented fingertips just to the outsides of the mat by the shoulders. Lift up like a baby cobra. Rotate the right shoulder to top of mat, and then lower that shoulder just a little bit. Good. Same thing for the other. Rotate left, drop it forward, and release. Let the chest down, plant the hands under shoulders, press that child pose. You can stay here a few more breaths if you'd like, or at any point make your way up to a downward facing dog. And the fingertips press down through the pads, the knuckles, all the joints. Lifting your right leg into the sky, just play with finding the boundary. What's the farthest point you can reach? And set that right foot down. Same thing with the left. Play with reaching, expanding, finding the boundary. And set the foot down. Start to make your way up to the top of the mat in a forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, half lift. Exhale, relax the weight of the spine, gravity taking over. Next inhale to rise. Take a slight back bend at the top. Bounce down to the heart. Beautiful. Shifting the weight into left foot, the right knee rotates open for tree. So toes on the ground is kickstand, the easiest version. Ankle, calf, any of those are fine. Thigh tends to be the hardest, but just make sure you're not pushing directly on the knee, whatever you do. Good. Finding your hands pushing into one another. Feel yourself relaxing into balance. into presence. Option to extend arms if you wish, if the balance is there. It's like we come in to then expand out. To heart. Drop this foot down, shift your weight into right, rotate left open. Choose ankle, calf, or thigh. That's okay. Yep, wall is always acceptable. So maybe explore the boundary inward, hands together, or maybe expand outward. There's those two directional flows. Different parts of the universe have that inward flow. Other parts have the external. It's to heart. Relax the foot down. Shifting weight back into left. So right knee floats up. Our hands will be at the weights. Now as the arms extend by the ears, tilt back and touch the toes onto the ground. Good. Now we're going to slowly go back and forth between those two positions. So elbows come into the weights with the knee. Slowly touch the toes back. Just another 6. And back. 5. 4. Our boundaries in this direction. 3. It's okay. 2. This last one, when the toes tap down, stay. We'll rotate open to a twist for a moment. So right hand forward, left hand back. Beautiful. Arms back up by the ears. Rotate the back heel down. Open up, warrior 2. Beautiful. Extended side angle. Elbow to thigh. Then up, forward. Rising up. And reverse, so front knee still bent. Right hand rests on right leg. Left hand up to the sky and arch back. Rising up, straighten the front leg. Triangle, as you shift your reach forward, this naturally tilts the pelvis. And so then rest, right hand on right shin, left hand up to sky. Feel the spine rotate open as if you're resting your back on a wall behind you. Rising up. Turn the toes open to 45-degree angles. Good. As the legs are straight, the arms reach up like a big star. That'll be our inhale. With our exhale, take elbows to the waist, bend the knees. We're squatting down like a goddess pose. Good. So inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows in, squat. Five more. 4. Farthest point you can reach. 2. 1. Stay low when you get there with the legs. Drop hands to the inner thighs. Press the inner thighs open. Your choice if you'd like to dip your right shoulder forward. Little twist for the spine. And left. Beautiful. Unwind. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes to the long edge of mat. And drop down, wide angle forward fold. Deep into the knees and then roll the spine up. Your front toes turn back forward to top of mat. We're going to take a huge star pose and balance on the front leg. Either stay in the star pose or continue to slowly drop the right hand down into half moon. Either way, star or half moon, feel yourself expanding open in all directions. Beautiful. And no matter where you end up, drop your feet down next to each other at the top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart. Floating our left knee, elbows into the waist. Tap the toes down. And rise. Nice and slow. Exhale. Out. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Stay with the toes back for this last one. Left hand forward, right hand back, a slight twist. Good, arms back up by the ears. Rotate the back heel down. Warrior 2. Beautiful work. Extended side angle. Warrior 2. Good. Keep the knee bent, reverse. Warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Reach as far forward as you can. Drop the right hand to shin, left to sky. And rise. One more time with Goddess. Turn the toes to 45-degree angles. Reach up like a big star. Inhale. Exhale, 8. As big as we can, as small as we can. With the knees open now. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Drop hands to inner thighs. Rotate open. Maybe right shoulder rotates forward. And maybe left. Back to even. Straightening the legs, turn the toes to this long edge of mat. One more time, wide angle. Maybe there's a new spot for your hands that allows you to explore your boundaries just a little more. And deep into the knees, roll up. Front toes turn forward. Open the arms, keep the hips open to the side. Try to find the star pose balance. Either stay here or start to drop the hand down. Half moon. Beautiful efforts. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, release to forward fold at top. Slide hands up the shins, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Shift the feet back to plank or kneeling plank. Shift shoulders forward at fingertips, squeeze the elbows in, low chaturanga. Back bend of your choice. Child pose or down dog. We'll shift into a pigeon pose. So this can be done either from kneeling, or if you're in the down dog, maybe lift right leg for a moment, and then tuck the right knee under and through. From kneeling, yeah, just tuck the right through, good. The back knee is scooted as far back as is comfortable. For just a moment, take a chance to explore the heart opening aspect. Just explore your boundaries with the spine up and back. You can stay here a bit longer, even grab into the back toes if you wish. But at any point that you'd like to rest down into sleeping pigeon, you're welcome to relax. Slowing everything down. Long breaths. You take a round or two on your own to think of that box breath, adding in those pauses in between inhales and exhales. There's something magical about having those moments of pause built in throughout our day. It can help shake us out of just the program mode. I'm just going and going and going. And it can take us back into the living mode, being present with this amazing body while we have it. Now we'll rock our right hip onto the earth. The left leg will explore the circle all the way up and over. The foot crosses on the outer part of the thigh if that's comfortable for knees. Lengthen spine upward. Hook the right hand or elbow on the knee. And then take that beautiful twist. We unwind from the twist. The left leg extends out to a nice left angle. The left hand plants on the inner part of that leg. Pull the right shoulder back and the right arm reaches up and over. And swing the legs behind us. If the hips need a recovery moment from kneeling or from down dog, just let them sway a little bit to each side. We'll take it into pigeon pose with left. So maybe you like approaching it from down dog or kneeling. Left knee works its way under and through. With the back knee as far back as it can get. Keep the sacrum level. Start to lift the heart. What is the boundary of the spine backwards right now? Option to grab back toes, but no pressure. And then once again, you can stay here as long as it feels good. At any point, take it to sleeping pigeon. Maybe add in a couple of rounds of box breath. Release the next exhale. Relax your left hip to the earth. The right swings all the way around, foot planting on outer thigh. Lengthen spine upward. And left hand or left elbow hooks. Spine twist. Wide. The right leg opens up to that right angle. Right hand plants on the inside. Pull the left shoulder back first. And reach it up and over. And rising up. Slide both feet to plant. Take a few windshield wipers for the hips. Just rotate as much as the hips can to each direction. And then take just a moment to tune into your body, just a moment of stillness. Part of what you're doing here is asking your body if there's any last gifts, last poses that you can give the body before Shavasana. If there's any last things that are needed. If you need to move the spine a little bit, or if you need to take in a wide angle stretch or plow pose. If there's any last gifts, go ahead and start exploring those last things that are needed. Take all the time that you need. Maybe even roll through some gentle areas like the neck. And just keep on playing, keep on exploring until it's just the natural thing to do to come into Shavasana. Final restful pose. rush, take your time. Eventually the body's in that restful pose like how we began. When you do get there, perhaps a couple of rounds of a box breath. Just one more time, helping you find the calm, beautiful void. It's like the space in between clouds passing on your mind's landscape. And the pause. Just breathe. We'll be here together for our last few minutes. So just breathe, relax. This is the integration time, allowing all parts of ourself to remember how to knit together in union. Begin to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Introduce little movements back to the body, fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out in ways that feel good. Perhaps taking a fetal position to one side if you wish. And enjoying several more rounds of breath. Maybe a good full 3 or 4 full deep cycles. Only rising eventually when you feel ready. Eventually in a comfortable seated place, we can join our hands together in front of heart. Reconnect with our intention one more time. That beautiful intention of our boundaries. Allowing ourselves to continue to be playful with boundaries, flexible as life shifts and changes, but knowing that this tool of boundaries can lead to our greater ability to connect with others and connect with ourselves. So with this idea to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness. Namaste.